What's going on, sports card hobby family? Back again.
What time is it? Game time!
It is another sports card video. Today, we're going to talk about sports card radio expansion, as well as what on earth is going on with Panini over there. We've got a few different topics there to address. First, of course, we've got our Friday shout-outs hailing from West Georgia Sports Cards. We've got Heritage Auctions up 1993 finest uncut sheets for both basketball and baseball card refractors. 89 card baseball card refractor uncut sheet. That one is believed it could be the only one in existence. It's a huge item. Both of these huge items, especially just for 90s card collectors, especially those insert card collectors. That 93 finest set is so 90s with the way that it's built out, just so shiny and so very, very cool. Make sure to check that out on Heritage Auctions. I'll put a link in the video description as well as in the pinned comments below. VintageBreaks.com, vintage set breaks on the site, but also breaking modern 2024 Topps flagship products. So not only vintage, but going back to the vintage, a 56 Topps baseball set break, which includes SGC graded mantles. Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, and my friends, they are giving away a 64 Topps mantle SGC 4 on Monday, February 26th. All you need for a free entry is to mention Sports Card Dad in their YouTube chat, and they will take care of the rest. Definitely check out VintageBreaks.com and the Vintage Breaks YouTube channel. My buddy Joseph has a couple of eBay auctions firing off. A Tom Brady 2012 limited game-used helmet card. So you always hear about the game-used jersey, game-worn, this and that and whatever. Game-used helmet card, numbered out of 30, sitting there on eBay. Make sure to check it out. Again, links in the video description. And he's also got the legendary Niners linebacker Patrick Willis 2007 scorecard rookie, numbered out of 100, PSA 10. It is a pop one. Don't miss out on some cool football cards. And speaking of cool football cards, Wooten Sports Cards on Whatnot, 10,000 followers, 5-star reviews. He's got a tremendous inventory at all times, pretty much sells out each week. And being a football card collector, he's always got the good stuff that I like. Make sure to check out Wooten Sports Cards on Whatnot. All right, let's dive into the meat and potatoes of the video. Sports Card Radio, the two twins, the two brothers out there in California. It always amazes me, that weekly live stream that they do. I watched it last night. 600, 700, 800. I've seen as many as 14 or 1,500 when they first started doing it. People live. It is a tremendous amount. I do Off-Centered with Neo and Flippin' Steve every other week, bi-weekly, and we pull down maybe 150, 200 people. The idea of having 600 to 1,000 people in the live chat is incredible. It looks to be that they are broadening out the content, bringing back the golf videos from Colin. I always enjoy these. These are shorter, 5, 6, 7, 8-minute videos, just talking about industry stuff. The one thing about Sports Card Radio, whether you like or dislike, they're polarizing figures, I suppose, but they offer commentary, unique takes a lot of times. I don't mind pushback on companies. We're going to talk about one in particular here in a minute. Look, the reality is this industry has gotten really expensive. This is now a rich man's, rich woman's game. That it wasn't going back 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It was far less expensive. And now with inflation and interest, demand, whatever it is, when you're paying $700, $800, $1,000 for a hobby box, I really don't mind when there's pushback on companies. For companies that are operating in the space, it's good to have kind of a public pushback, whether it's here on my channel, Sports Card Radio, or any of these other channels, IGers, whatever it is. It's healthy to have some of that. And so not only are we going to see more, it looks like, of the golf videos from Colin, but he also did kind of a news, wrapping in a bunch of different news items into a 90-minute podcast style video, which I actually listened to on the plane. This actually worked out perfectly. I was in Mexico, had about 4 or 5 hours of flight time, and that sucker popped up, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll listen to it. So they're broadening it out. They've got the weekly live stream. Ryan puts out a weekly video. Looks like Colin's going to put out a weekly video and then a weekly, kind of a longer podcast version. And I think added commentary, more commentary is always good for the hobby, especially about the issues I'm about to talk to next. Panini, what on earth is going on? First off, we've all heard about the Anthony Richardson autographs. There's all sorts of different theories going on out there as far as, hey, did he get, he got injured, maybe he signed differently throughout the year. But the fact that you don't have a lot of high-profile autographs in this new set, you don't have C.J. Stroud in Prism, you don't have Bryce Young in this Prism. So Anthony Richardson is kind of one of those main guys that you're looking for. Will Levis, I guess, Anthony Richardson, and if his autos, if we're concerned about his autos not being accurate, if they're not authentic, then man, that product, especially at, again, $700, $800, $900 for a hobby box, that stings. That is a stinger. Secondly, I saw on Twitter, on the Twitter machine, Fire Hand Sports Cards opened 40 boxes, 40 hobby boxes, not blasters, not the $30, $40, Walmart boxes. They opened 40 $900 hobby boxes for the new Prism basketball, of course, chasing after Wembanyama and some of those high draft pick rookie cards. And they had 20 autographs missing according to their post. And I believe, is it guaranteed 2 autos per box with hobby boxes, or is it like a halfway guarantee? I'm assuming because they're calling this out that it's 2 guaranteed per box. But even if it's not guaranteed, if you're missing that many, that stings. I mean, keep in mind, most of the autos are of no-name players. A lot of times like, ooh, I got an autograph. And it's like some random player for the Knicks that's never going to see playing time. Most of the time, opening these boxes, especially if you're paying $700, $800, $900, you're going to lose money on it. And that's just not really opinion from me. I mean, that's just go watch the breaks, go and watch how it all works out. And even breakers, when they're talking about kind of when they highlight the hits, on IG or whatever, where you see like, oh my gosh, we got this massive hit. A lot of times you're not seeing the case that they opened up and got nothing from. You're seeing the highlight reel from the break, from the case break, from the box break or whatever. So not only are we typically getting kind of no-name players and not really anybody that's good, but we're missing autographs according to Firehand Sports Cards here, a pretty sizable breaker. I'm wondering from other breakers if they've had a good experience with the new Prism basketball, or if it's been similar to what we're seeing here. But man, that's really tough to swallow, again, when you're talking about the price hikes here from Panini over the last 3, 4, 5 years, in big part because of demand. $900 for a hobby box. 5, 6 years ago, it was $150, $200 for a hobby box. So we're 4 or 5x on new product. You can debate whether that's warranted or not. A lot of people will say, hey, people are buying it. People are buying the cases. They're buying into the breaks. So it warrants the price. I think a lot of people would agree that given the value coming back out, people are overpaying. Hey, if they're selling out at $900 per box, people are just flat out overpaying. That's just kind of where it sits. That's where it lands, but not a great couple of weeks for Panini here with some of this new product stuff. And it's just, again, it's all jumbled up because of the Fanatics exclusive autographs. That puts a whole wrinkle into the Prism product. Again, we don't have C.J. Stroud. We don't have Bryce Young. What are they going to do when National Treasures and Flawless comes out for these products? For basketball and for football. So you're telling me that we're going to pay, what's a Flawless hobby box? $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a briefcase that's got 3 or 4 cards in it, but you don't have C.J. Stroud autos. You don't have Bryce Young autos. Oh, and by the way, Panini is going to roll out basketball Flawless and basketball NT. And are there going to be Wemby autos in there? No. So what are we doing, really? The National Treasures and the Flawless products, you're paying that extra money because of autographs. Let's face it. Prism, not necessarily an autograph heavy. That's not a huge chase. People are chasing the one-of-ones. They're chasing the gold Prisms. They're chasing that sort of stuff. Sure, autographs, fantastic. That's kind of a bonus. But the big chase is gold Prisms, one-on-one black shimmers and all that stuff. But when we get to Flawless and National Treasures, that's a whole different ball game. So very, very curious to see if that product sells, how it sells. Are people going to pay up huge like they have been over the years, given this sort of stuff and just the lack of star power in the autograph checklist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, my friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.